Na tunaingia ile mida ya kukupatia what is going on the political corner jamani. Teke Flavor in the morning kicking off.
This is Flavor in the morning.
Flavor in the morning.
We don't just wake up. We level up. Spice your day, stay informed, stay ahead.
Flavor in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, right now I want to show you on how President Ruto had a Youth International Day in Kakamega County. There was a special Youth International Day being facilitated by President Ruto. Na kulikuwa na vijana pale walikuwa wamejiamini kweli kimaneno. Well, there's this one who lectured the president. I don't know what's your take on this, but na feel kwamba alielezea president ule ukweli ambao vijana wengi sana wanatafuta hiyo fursa ya kukaa chini na president na kumwambia yo, this is what we are going through A to Z. Yani kumwelezea kinagaubaga yale ambayo tunapitia na kile ambacho tunapitia pale nyumbani, pale mtaani. As a common mwananchi, as a normal mwananchi, tunajiita Wanjiku. So there is this boy kamwelezea rais, jamani usidhani sisi comrades tumeshiba, because umekumbuka wale vijana wa primary, umekumbuka wale watoto wa high school, lakini sisi comrades wa campus umetutupilia mbali. I don't know if we can have a listen to this one.
If there are youth-led organizations that are doing youth programs, mtupe hizi pesa ili youth wapate kazi at the ground level. Ya mwisho bwana president, mimi kama the Dean of Comrades, sisi tunaona umempower sana watu wa secondary. Unawapea free food primary hapo Nairobi. Unadhani sisi comrades tumeshiba? Bwana President, we are tired of dying in silence. Do something to the comrades across different universities. We are also starving. Ya mwisho kabisa, Bwana President, as I finish, I've tabled interest of everybody in this nation. It's now my turn to table my own interest because this is the last time I am. Mimi nimetoka all the way from Wasingishu, nimekuja na pikipiki. Nikirudi wewe make sure umenipanga venye unapanganga watu. On behalf of the 100 comrades that are present.
Interesting sana. Watoto wa kiume wameamua hakuna kufichana hapa with the president. Lazima tuambiane kinagaubaga yale ambayo yanatuhusu hapa nyumbani, hapa mtaani. I love the bravery, I love the courage of that comrade who stood boldly na kuelezea rais kile ambacho wandani wake hawamwelezi. You know, this boy was somehow very honest by the way. Akamwambia president, you're not a bad person because you have strategies that are clearly aiming to lift the country, but the people around you, your advisors, are the problem. And I don't know how many other people feel like that, but mambo ndo kama hayo. But all in all, president came through with some sentiments kutuelezea strategy ambayo yeye mwenyewe yuko nayo kuhakikisha kwamba vijana wanapata kazi, kuhakikisha kwamba unemployment inakuwa eradicated fully. So he gave something. Listen to this.
Of the 100,000 young people, in fact, we are going to spend 5 billion shillings. 50,000 for 100,000 Kenyans. That is money coming from the government of Kenya. It is not coming from an NGO. It is not coming from a foreign government. It is money belonging to the government of Kenya. All the program I have told you, the Nyota Programme, the one for training, the one for business development, the one for ACBO, is going to cost the government of Kenya 20 billion shillings. And that is money that the government of Kenya has provided because it is time we took charge of our own development rather than waiting for people from outside to come and do for us what we must do. Our constitution commands us to equip young people with relevant education and training, to guarantee them opportunities for association and representation, to open doors for their political, social, economic, and cultural participation, and to protect them from harmful practices and exploitation. Every year, nearly 800,000 young people enter the labor market. For too long, many have faced and continue to face the frustration of limited opportunities. That is why we have crafted a bold, multi-pronged strategy, not only to generate jobs, but also to equip our young people with competitive, future-ready skills and ensure they thrive in the economy of the 21st century.
Aya, ushasikia basi rais mwenyewe ana plan yake, comprehensive plan on how he can curb the unemployment in Kenya. A strategy that clearly is seen on how it's being operated. Ushaona ametuambia, by the way, the housing agenda was in the NAC manifesto. Also, that very housing agenda was also in the Jubilee manifesto, but it was never accomplished. Same to NAC Kenya, they never accomplished it. So Ruto is saying he's the only president who has decided to swallow the bullet to go ahead and implement the housing model, kuhakikisha kwamba watu wanapata nyumba, kuhakikisha kwamba watu wanapata malezi. But you know, the problem I have with this housing agenda is the fact that people have to be displaced for the houses to be built. Yani inabidi watu wafukuzwe kwanza kwa zile slums ndio sasa ati kujengwe zile affordable housing. I mean, why would you make someone homeless to build a home that he or she can't even afford? There's something that doesn't click in that. But anyway, elsewhere, Mudavadi was also seen. The Prime Minister was also seen doing some justification kule upande wa Western region. He was seen officially launching a water tap in Western Village. So sijui hapa makofi ni ya nini. Unajua Kenya pia inafaa tukuenge serious sometimes. Hayo makofi ni ya nini? Hata ukiangalia, for those of us watching live on YouTube, why are those people around him clapping? Because a tap has been launched. You know, we can do better than this. We can really do better than what the Prime CS is doing. He's the Prime Minister, for crying out loud. He can do so much better than what he has done. You know, I was looking at what Murkomen is saying, and to some extent it's somehow making sense, and it's also something he's tagging from the Constitution. Akisema kwamba anapiga marufuku wale ambao wataanza kueneza shughuli zote za ambazo zinasemwa against the government. Anything being said against the government, if you are seen circulating Gachagwa's videos on social media, you might be jailed. This is according to the to the CS for Interior, Mr. Murkomen. Anasema no public servant should openly oppose the government of the day. Uponyonyo. Anasema no public servant should openly oppose the government of the day. He has warned that such conduct is both illegal and unconstitutional. Amekuwa akiongea on Monday, by the way, during the Jukwaa la Usalama Narok chapter, and jamaa amesema public officers must respect the administration in place regardless of their personal political opinions. Amesema hakuna chief, hakuna assistant chief, hakuna polisi atapatikana akiongea mambo against the government of the day. Hakuna. Amesema it is illegal and also unconstitutional. Vilevile amesema tukipata police officer anatusi rais, anaimba slogans za kisiasa, na ati bado anataka kuserve the government of the day, na anaongea huko ati akona political right, anaita President Kasongo ama anaambia vitu za one term, that police officer or public servant should be fired immediately. This is according to Murkomen. He has added, by the way, let me quote, anasema, and I'm not saying this because of this government. Even the previous government and the government to come. Lazima ukichoose to serve in public service, you must respect the government. Utapiga kura penye utapigia. Hakuna mtu atakuuliza. But you cannot participate in campaigns and sloganeering. End of quotes. That is according to the Murkomen himself. Amesema duty of the public servants is to understand and implement the policies of the government in office. So yours is to understand the government of the day, policies of the day, and their implementation. These are remarks that are coming after Jackson Kuria ama ukipenda Kop Shakur, alikuwa polisi wa jela at the Kamiti Maximum Prison. He was fired following the fierce criticism of the President Ruto government in support of the Gen Z-led protests. Jamaa aliachishwa kazi. I don't know how you feel about this whole issue. Caleb unasemaje? Good luck defending the action in the labor courts. You cannot fire anyone for their political views. Read the constitution maybe. Wow. Dani anasema silencing Kenyans' freedom of speech. Huyu ndio president wa government ama nini? Does it mean that it applies to the government? Serikali wanatishwa na CS. Wow. Dan Chesa anasema you got it, Murkomen has got it on reverse. It's governments opposed to public servants that are normally shown the door. Wow. It's getting interesting. Whatever is happening in this country is getting really, really interesting. Also, the CS for Interior, Mr. Murkomen, by the way, ameinsisitiza sana kuhusiana na the access for Kasarani Stadium, during the matches. Kuna wale ambao wanaruka fence na haileti picha nzuri sana. And it's something we really need to look at. And he was speaking yesterday, akisema kwamba don't go to the stadium if you don't have a ticket. Tafadhali, kama hauna tiketi, do not go to the stadium. This is according to Murkomen. CS mwenyewe for Interior shatuambia. Let's have a listen.
Actually, the reason why the Inspector General of Police is not here is because he's holding various meetings now in Nairobi to discuss the question of how to manage security in Kasarani. First of all, let me say that as the National Police Service, we're very proud that our players are part of the team that is playing for our country in this CHAN. And you know that National Police team is Premier League champions. So we have direct interest, first of all, as National Police Service on matters football. But second, let me say that I was in Kasarani on Sunday to watch the match. And I don't think, and the coach has also, Benny McCarthy has recognized that without the support of the fans, we would not have done what we did, particularly knowing that over 50 minutes we played with 10 men. So the fans are extremely important for us, extremely important to have the fans. In fact, they call, the fans are always called the 12th player. And we do not want to miss the opportunity to have the fans or to play before our own fans. I therefore, from a security perspective, would like to beg all Kenyans to really avoid going to the stadium unless you have a ticket. It is going to reflect badly on us. It is going to give us security problems. If the capacity of the stadium is exited, you can easily have a massive disaster and a security challenge for all of us. I want to request Kenyans, for the sake of our team, and if we all want Harambee Stars to reach finals, let us respect the regulations that CAF has put in place.
Yes, so you had that right. We need to regulate ourselves on that, by the way. Ikifika hapo kwa kuruka fence, it's really risky because we can be banned by FIFA. Upate sasa fans hawaruhusiwi kuingia kwa uwanja when the games are playing. Alafu sasa hapo unajua inakuwa tricky sana because the fans are very important. Like you heard the CS saying, the fans are usually considered as the 12th player in the field. Unajua players wanakuanga 11, goalkeeper and 10 players. Lakini sasa fans wanakuwa considered as the 12th player because they play a very big role in terms of, victory, kuleta ule motivation kwa wachezaji na mambo kama yale. Like mafans wana umuhimu wao, and that's why the CS is really insisting that we really need to behave ourselves lest we get banned to access the field. All right, that's what's happening on the political corner. Stick around. Flavor in the Morning still cruising right here on Radio R, your home of African music.
This is Flavor in the Morning.
Flavor in the